Well, Priyanka Gandhi's entry into politics has taken everyone by surprise. A lot of people in her own party and, of course, the opposition as well. And once the BJP realized what was happening, they came out and criticized. But one person within the NDA camp who had a very interesting reaction is someone who's worked also very closely with Priyanka Gandhi, and he joins us now, former strategist, now, of course, Vice President of the JDU. He joins us now, Prashant Kishor. Thank you very much, Prashant Kishor, for speaking to us on NDTV. Now, before I start, I want to just apprise our viewers of your tweet, which is that interesting reaction that everyone's been talking about on Twitter. Prashant Kishor, tweeting about this, said one of the most awaited entries in Indian politics is finally here. While people may debate the timing, exact role and position, to me, the real news is that she finally decided to take the plunge. Why did you say that, Prashant Kishor?
Yeah, because that's the news. She joining the politics is a big news.
Okay, so, you know, you worked closely with her during the 2017 UP elections. At that time, did you have any inkling at all or any kind of indication that this might be in the offing?
Well, her role, possible role in UP elections is something that is already in public domain. What has decided or what has happened today is definitely would not be known in 2017.
But did you find...
Yeah, she coming to politics, playing active role, and specifically in UP was something which was discussed extensively, both internally as well as in the media and otherwise.
But internally, how so?
Sorry?
You're saying it was discussed internally. Now that it has become official, can you share with us some insight into how it was discussed at that time?
So it was that time also it was discussed in the context of Congress's possible revival in UP and beyond, and what role she could play and what role in UP or outside UP could be considered for her. And in that context, there would have been quite extensive discussions with all people who were concerned with such decisions.
At that time, you know, because you were, of course, working, you had a very successful campaign in Punjab, and you, of course, at that time were, you know, working with the Congress party and maximizing the results for them. You were called one of the people who, you know, got that alliance to happen together. At that time, were you one of the people who thought that she should have joined politics at that time itself? Things would have been different, do you think?
Certainly. You see, alliance happened much later. When we started working, that was in February 2016. The idea was how Congress could be revived. That is the question, that was the challenge that was put to us. And whatever we gathered on the ground, one of the factors was her entry and her possible entry as a face. And as we gathered that information, that was brought to the notice of the leadership of the Congress, and then after it was discussed and built in as a part of the original campaign, which did not happen ultimately, but until June, it was very much on the table, and as I said earlier, it was discussed, and a lot of us believe that this is something that is going to make a very big impact in UP.
Yeah, that's exactly what our information as well was, that, you know, you were also one of those people who was a big, you know, proponent of this theory that this is one thing that could work. Why do you think it didn't work at that time, or it wasn't accepted at that time, Prashant Kishor, and now it has?
Well, this was always to be a decision that were to be taken by the family and more importantly she herself. But my sense is it's a change of leadership in Congress would have played its own part. That time, to the best of my recall, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who was then the Vice President, was all for this idea of she taking a very active role. But for whatever reason, as a party, somewhere in, I think, August or September, they decided not to do that and then look for the alliance.
That's very, you're giving us very interesting details indeed. Can you tell us a little bit of insight? Because I know that, her as the face was something that you all moved and it didn't work out like you're telling us right now. But could you give us an insight now, give our viewers the insight now on exactly the kind of role that she played? Because even though that time she didn't have a formal role, but a lot of meetings were held with you, with a lot of other leaders like Ghulam Nabi Azad and others. Can you give us an insight now into how involved she was, what her style is like?
See, she was involved as much as she could have been for someone who was not in politics. Beyond that, to comment about her working style and other things, I think now that she's in public domain, it is for the people to judge and see, and all of you are there to observe minutely and comment about it. So there is no secret, at least not now. Now that she's in public domain, people can look at her style and what she does, what she doesn't do, what she does right or what she doesn't do right.
Of course, but we wanted some of the, because now it's become official now, her role. So we wanted some behind the scenes of exactly what was happening.
When?
At that time, when you all worked together on Uttar Pradesh. Yes, please.
No, in UP her role was, as I said, was all in the background. She was there to help whatever was the decision of the party, and all those who were leading the charge, all those who were at the forefront, the Congress General Secretary, Congress faces in the state, including the Chief Ministerial face of that time, all leadership there. She was there to help. She was there to coordinate whatever was planned and was to be done. So broadly, that is what she was doing, but I don't think she had any frontal role.
Okay, I want you to put on your strategist hat for now. Now I know that, of course, you are JDU's Vice President, but as Prashant Kishor, the strategist, can you tell our viewers and share some insights as to what you see as the possible impact that Priyanka Gandhi's entry now will have on 2019? Vis-a-vis, will it be, will the impact be limited to just Uttar Pradesh, or do you see an impact on larger politics? Somebody like Mehbooba Mufti has already put on Twitter, like you tweeted, she has put out that this could be the X factor of 2019. Tell us what you think could be the possible impact.
Well, I don't think people make decisions to come in politics keeping only one election in mind. Certainly not people of her stature. So I would not be necessarily trying to make comment about her impact one way or other on what in 2019. For me, it's a journey. She has taken the plunge, and that's why I said it's not about her role and what she does in 2019, what she's able to do or what she's not able to do. But the fact is, she has joined the politics. Now there is no going back. You have to be there, whether you make a success of it or you are not able to make success of it. You are there. So I don't think anyone of her stature would decide to join politics purely on the basis of what possible impact she could have in 2019.
Of course, that's her mindset. I'm asking you to gauge for us what could be the possible impact of this in the outcome, on the poll outcome. For example, do you think it will impact?
That's very difficult to gauge right.
Go ahead.
See, right now she has not even started, and to make a prediction about what impact she would have and how she will work, what impact her work will have on the party or on the result is a little bit too far-fetched. You have to give her time and see, but definitely someone like her coming to politics, any party would benefit from it, wherever she is in. And one thing certainly will happen, it will certainly improve the morale, it will make the congressmen and women more confident on the ground, and whether it will have an electoral impact or not, that is for time, that only we will see in the due course. But I personally do not see her coming would have any significant impact in 2019, and I don't think she would like to be seen it that way either.
Do you think that she's going to, what's interesting is that she's been made in charge of Eastern UP. So she is in fact in direct collision course with both Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi. What do you make of that fight?
This is for media to, this is a media's interpretation. I don't think she would have, or the party would have decided east or west, keeping these things in mind. They would have given her the area where probably she has worked in the past. She has got better understanding of Eastern UP, perhaps than of the West. And if party has decided to have two general secretaries in UP compared to West, probably she would have picked up East because that's the area where she has spent working. She has spent maximum time working. So that I don't think she would have picked UP East, or party would have given her UP East to put her in direct fight with Mr. Modi or Mr. Yogi as being made out by section of media.
And I have to ask you, if you look at, because you work with both of them, is there, what is the big difference in Rahul Gandhi's style of working and Priyanka Gandhi's style of working?
Oh, I don't want to make such comparison. Rahul Gandhi is the president of the party and she is working under him, under his leadership. So it's an unfair comparison to make. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is there for last 20 years in public domain. He is leading the party. Now you are comparing his style with someone who is just coming to the party or who is about to start his or her political journey. Would be, I think we would not be fair either to her or to Mr. Rahul Gandhi by making such comparisons.
Well, Mr. Prashant Kishor, you always have very interesting insights. So thank you so much for sharing those on NDTV. Prashant Kishor, the Vice President of Janata Dal United, and also a unique voice, somebody from the...
Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking to us and sharing those insights.